Hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to be talking about supplementation and bipolar disorder, mental illness, stuff like that. So, when you're dealing with, like, I'm going to use bipolar disorder because that's the one that I possess. I have other lesser ones, but that's the one that's like the big kicker. And I apologize for looking kind of frumpy right now, but at the same time I don't really care because that's not the point of the video. So the diagnosis that I have is, apparently it's extremely rare according to my psychiatrist and very hard to treat. He labeled it as rapid cycling bipolar type 1 disorder. And I mean, dealing with bipolar is not an easy thing to do, and when you have other things layered on top of it, it just feels like hell. Okay? And you know, starting anything, like, we'll get into supplementation, and I'm not talking about just the ones that I make videos on, which we will get back to that later, I promise. You know, it's not just about those, it's about supplements in general. A lot of different things that are supplements can cause your medications either to not work at full efficacy, or, you know, just they may not help you as much. And, you know, I can say that about diets too. So what happens and what can happen is that, especially when you're a bipolar patient like myself, where it's already absurdly difficult to deal with without things going haywire, when you have someone like that, you need those medications to work at full efficiency, and you need them to be level. Because if you don't do that, honey, you're gonna have issues, okay? So, when I'm talking about supplementation, I'm saying you need to contact your doctor, and, you know, especially your psychiatrist too, because they're treating you for whatever mental disorder you may have. By the way, I'm not trying to exclude any mental disorder, and I'm not trying to make a lesser suggestion of it or anything. I understand that any mental disability is extremely difficult to live with, and I mean, sadly, we see how hard it is to live with when we hear celebrities have taken their own lives, or just were so lost and didn't know what to do. You know, I'll share my story here for a little bit. In 2014, okay, towards the end, in September was the first time, I had to go to a psych ward, and I stayed in there for 5 days. Now, I was required to stay in there for 72 hours on a 5150 hold, and then the other 2 days were voluntary. And, I mean, I've been manic for months, and I didn't sleep very well. I had a lot of problems going on. And, you know, eventually I got out, and we thought, okay, we're on the right medicinal formula, we're on the right cocktail of formula and of medications so that I would do just fine. That was not the case. Okay? The very next month, literally the day after my birthday, I had to go in again. And I had to go into a different psych ward. And you know, every psych ward has the same general program, but I had to go in twice, and I was just so aggravated by, you know, me having to be in one again. You know, like, and then there was a third time in November where I had to go back in because, honey, I was hallucinating. I was hearing things that were not there. Yeah. No. And I was like, you know what? I need to find a good psychiatrist, and we need to work together because I know what works for me and what doesn't. At this point, at that particular point in time, I kind of had an idea of what my body needed, or rather, my brain. And it was very frustrating. My third time in, I was crying more than half the time because I was like, seriously? I'm back here again? What you know? I was so angry about it, and I had no clue what to make of it, what to do. It was bad, and some of the medications that I had to take screwed me up other ways, health-wise. And I was just like, well, okay, you know. But anyway, back to the supplementation, stuff like that. If you're seeing a psychiatrist, which again, I really recommend that you do, even if you've never had a confirmation of what you feel, if you don't feel right up here, go see a psych as soon as you can, because you need to feel okay. I mean, I have anxiety disorder as well, and I was literally so afraid. The only safe haven was under blankets. Tons and tons of blankets, hiding my head under it, hoping that the voices and the hallucinations would go away. Obviously that doesn't work because they're in your head. But with supplementation, you need to work one-on-one very closely with your doctor, both your primary care, who takes care of your health, your physical health anyway, and the doctor that takes care of your mental health. Do not get lazy on those things, because if you do, you're gonna know that you did. Believe me when I say that. You're gonna know that you did. So, in supplementation, there's a lot of different ingredients. There's thousands of things out there that say, oh, they can do this or that, or blah, 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 and if your doctor says, no, and especially if your psych says, I don't really want you taking that, don't feel bad to ask them, well, why? What in this concerns you? And hopefully they'll tell you. I've had some psychs who didn't. They wanted me out the door quicker than I got in. So I'm just letting you know, if it's going to be your first time, don't worry about it. If they do that, tell them that's what they're doing. And that you're not going until you got some answers. I gotta tell you, in some ways you're going to be your own detective. And that sucks. Believe me, I know. But it's worth it to have to do your own research every once in a while. Even if your doctor says, oh yeah, no, that's fine. We'll ask him why he thinks it's fine. Him or her, sorry. I have a dude. So feel free to ask them, okay, what is it in this that makes you say yes? And if you're on a lot of meds like I am, you definitely are gonna want to know that the ingredients in the supplements aren't gonna counterbalance what you're taking as medication. Because you want that medication to be at full efficiency and full power, because that is why you were given the medication. So definitely just be aware of that. You know, and if you're doing a diet, get it approved by your psych too, because your primary care may approve it, but your psychiatrist might not, because everything we put in our bodies, everything that, you know, be it food, vitamins, other supplements, whatever, you know, we all have a unique body chemistry, and you don't want to just jump the gun into something, because, I mean, for me personally, I could tell that my stuff wasn't at full effect, because I started not feeling well. You know, I felt the depression and mixture of mania happen. And the reason I say it's a mixture of mania is because my mania, I am irritated as heck automatically in that mania. I don't get sunshine and rainbows. That doesn't happen. And I know that doesn't happen for most people. But what I'm saying is, a lot of people view mania as sunshine and rainbows when they don't know. Like, if they don't have bipolar, that's almost always what they think. I'm not saying that that's everybody, but there's a lot of people who don't understand the disorder who goes, oh, but that's where you're really happy and energetic. No, not necessarily. So, you know, and you can have a mixture of depression. And, you know, for me, I break down at least once a day. And that's no matter whether I'm depressed or manic. I bawl my eyes out for like 30 minutes. And, you know, that's just the way that my disorder treats me at times. But yeah, I just want you guys to know, like, be careful what you go for. Always get approval from both your primary and your psychiatrist, because if you don't, or they're not, you know, on the same page, that can be a bad thing at times, depending on what it is. So yeah, just be aware of that. You know, I hope this video actually gave you some information. You know, and if you guys decide that you have a question for me, you can leave it down in the comment section. That's fine. I'll answer you back. You know, but I want to say this really quickly so that you can understand you need to be careful. And I know that because I've not been careful in the past. And I had to learn the hard way that you need to be on the same page, and that you can't take things medically in your own hands. You just can't. You know, it doesn't matter if you end up knowing more than or seeming like you know more than the doctor. I've been there too. It doesn't matter. So yeah, if you have any mental illness, please find a psychiatrist, let them help you. You know, let them find the right medication mixture for you. And I gotta tell you, like, do not be ashamed of what you have. You know, I was ashamed to be bipolar. I'm not ashamed of that anymore. In some strange ways, I guess, I'm actually proud to be bipolar, because now I can talk to people and share my story with them so that they don't feel so alone in the world that they have to be around at that time. So, you know, I take the crap that's happened to me in life and I'm gonna turn it around and make it something helpful for other people. So, you know, I'll stop it here, but, you know, yeah, if you guys just have questions, feel free to comment, message, whatever you feel most comfortable with. Sorry. Whatever you feel most comfortable with, go ahead and do that. I've had 3 years of this. Not counting the first time I was diagnosed, because I got diagnosed twice. It was, first time wasn't that bad. Second time was yeesh. I shouldn't have stopped. So, yeah, I'm gonna let you go. And yeah, if you guys want to know the full story about everything, let me know. Alright guys, I love you. Be careful. And do not be afraid to do some research of your own. Alright guys, love you. Bye.